One. And we're live.
Somewhat.
Well, we're live as in the video is recording. We're not alive as people.
Way too early when you stay up way too late.
Yes. Curse you, morning, and your earliness.
I'm James.
I'm Joe.
This is Productivity and Procrastination, and this is episode... What number was that, Joe?
38.
38.
I just told you.
I didn't listen. I assumed you would say it, so...
Oh. That's fair. Yeah. So, and we're currently working on Project Pancake.
That's a big question mark. But, yes. Supposedly. But not really.
Yeah.
Unless you somehow snuck in a bunch of work on something in between. I doubt it. Let's talk about what we have been up to, though, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, how was your week besides?
It was good. I felt it was productive. With my drawing book, I have been working on drawing. Can't see anything, but cute little critters. Look at that little guy. Look at him. Just look at him.
I saw it.
His information is a little otter. Otter. Or something like that.
That's aquatic furry type. Yes.
Yeah. He's a water type. And I also have a penguin and a little cow and a baby minotaur, and it's a whole thing. But I got some practice in. I feel like I took James's advice and not focused on drawing one specific thing yet. I worked on overall theory, and I think it's helped me grow, and I've got some good ideas.
Oh, good. I'm glad that worked out a little bit then.
Yeah, it's going great. So, episode over. My stuff is done. Oh, wait, what did you work on this week?
Oh, mostly just... I researched. That's what I did.
What'd you research?
I researched video game stuff a little bit here and there. Zombies, mostly. Watched a lot of stupid zombie things. Just to get my brain to churning. And, so... That's about it. Other than that, I played a bunch of zombie games with Heather.
Research. I like it.
That's right.
Practical research.
She loves her M4A1.
For those of you who don't know, that's a kind of beverage from Starbucks.
Right. Right. Time to go boom, boom.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes your heart go boom, 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 boom.
Let's see. We did a lot this week, actually.
We've been avoiding
together.
it because that's the bulk of our episode.
Well, it deserves a bulk because
oh, yeah.
we did more work this week. And not just quantity of time either. Multiple times we met.
How many? We met up 3 times?
Yeah. 3 times for 3 hours at least each.
Mm-hmm. And so we worked on a game in Unity. We know there's a lot of weird stuff going on with Unity, but it's like...
Mm-hmm. But it has a certain professional reputation that I think is why we're more leaning towards it. I have been thinking...
With the game engine.
Ah, yes. There are possible, monetary reasons why you'd want to maybe change, but for right now, I think we don't care
Yeah,
because.
I mean, theoretically, we could build it in Unity and like export it somewhere else and actually publish it with that.
But anyway, we
Maybe.
definitely had a change of pace lately this
Mm.
last week, and I would love to explore how that felt. And what's funny is you watch all these videos and you learn all the secrets of the universe on how to be better, and then all of a sudden what really happens is you like jump on an idea that you like in a platform kind of that you like, and then all of a sudden all that junk you hear about how to be productive gets thrown out the window, and you actually are productive because you're excited about it and you love what you're doing. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the sum of what happens, right?
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to deep dive into why we're so productive, because I think there's a lot of facets to it. Like why we were
Mm,
able to meet up 3 times a week for at least 3 hours, and why that was possible, and why we were excited.
yes. You know, one thing that pops into mind is the fact that we chose a medium and and an idea that we could make, rapid progress in.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of stimulated the process with the speed at which we felt like we could do something. And then when we actually started seeing that speed come into play, I think it fed a lot into the production line. What do you think about that?
I think that's very accurate as to what happened. A big deal of it was like, yeah, the speed at which we could create that stuff, and like because so the idea right was like we wanted to make some sort of like zombie game and that type of thing, and James like, and I was like, yeah, that's not bad, but I mean, uh, this game might take longer than our previously mentioned game that we were been like brainstorming on, and then James was like, yeah, that's true. I was like, why don't we just make something like quick and sweet? And James was like, okay, what about this? And he just like laid out like a really simplistic version of the game that was it was like it like boiled down all the concepts we were excited about, and it seemed so simplistic that it was like I could make that pretty quickly. And I think
Yeah,
that
you got
is
really excited about that. I was quite happy.
and I, coded my little heart out.
Yeah, it was fun to watch too. We kind of like taking it one, excuse me, one minute step at a time, and it was like I was watching him in real time code it, and we were just kind of in tandem, working on ideas for it as he was trying to figure it out, and it was
Yeah.
fun actually, a lot
Yeah,
of
it
fun.
was very rapid coding, and it was it was really fun. I'm excited to do some more.
Yeah, yeah, I am too. Um, and it's such a big change from the slog of
Yeah. It's like okay, I expected Pancake to be done really quickly,
Mhm.
but it's taken so much longer than I thought it would. That it's like, oh, okay. It's become a
you know, the difference is when you're like, dude, I'm gonna like draw all this stuff, right? Well, then you have to evaluate everything, you've drawn, because you're a guy who prides himself in what he does. And so it's like you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make this crappy project real quick, but yet at the same time judge it through a master's eyes. It's it's like not fair to you.
1 second. Not right now, Josh.
We good?
Not right now.
Okay.
All right.
The real world intervenes.
Yeah, there's some leaks up in the attic, and then he wants to check out, but now I'm recording.
So I think that the pressure and what was, the estimation of what that project entailed, the evaluation wasn't equal. It was too much. Your standards were too high relative to what the project should have been. So
Right. And there's also
hard.
the time constraint too, because like I didn't expect each page to take so long. Because there's a lot of learning involved too, and it's like I don't have so much time. Not with working 40 hours a week to get all this done in a timely manner, and so like it feels like a slog, and like if we're to continue with Pancake, I would want to maybe just do like non-colored and just like line art. But the coloring, the lighting is like my favorite part of the comic too.
Right. I mean, I don't. If Pancake could become more of like, a labor of love instead of something that you're necessarily working on right this moment, eventually it probably will. I mean, especially if you use it as a means to find out where you want to explore in art and how you want to expand yourself. I think it could become a more pleasurable, experience and not feel like it's just a task. So you might want to think about that. But as for how we're actually kind of moving on this other project here, the amount of excitement and production that is being fed into it is contagious,
because it's like every time we sit down and work on it, we have so much done by the time we're ending the night.
Right. Yeah. It honestly felt like I was playing a video game while we were working on the video game. Like the same kinds of things that you would expect when you just go to relax and play any game that you would love. Same feelings, and except that the difference is it was real after the fact. Like the benefits actually transcended the play, and they're real. Like we really got things done, and so you could feel that like pride and all of that stuff, past, which fed into the next time that we just we want to work on it again and again.
It was like 2 nights in a row we worked on it too.
That's true.
Yeah, it was nice.
So it's kind of, I sigh, and it's because it feels so different and good to have some production, and then not be like forced either. Like, we didn't have to like, okay, I'm gonna will myself you know, to get something done. No, it's like, dude, it was pulling like a magnet, and it was like,
Yeah. It's weird because there's something to be said there, and it's like, because I'm thinking, let me walk you through my thoughts on this. Because excitement alone isn't enough to drive a project forever. So the idea is you make something quickly, like something that's basically almost done, with the excitement, using the excitement to drive you. And then it's almost done, I might as well finish it, can be used to actually get the job done. Like,
yes. It's like you use all the fun and excitement in the beginning it's generated, and then there will come a time when I guess the discipline will come in where, but it's easier because you actually have that history of work, being done. And I don't know so much of a formula. It's just like when you finally see it all come together and it works, like you're enjoying it, you're making the time, you're seeing the production, it's carrying over, and you're excited about what you've done the last day, and you're excited about what you're going to do the next time. It's like all of that perfectly comes together. You have something that is going to last longer than just the excitement of the moment.
mm-hmm.
Like all the pieces are there. I mean, generally right now I'm excited to work on the next day,
Right.
And I'm excited to think about what we've already done and talk about that. And there's no unhappiness like when I think about, I gotta make some time or whatever. It's just like, wow.
Spend your time doing that.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, I know that it's not going to be forever. So if we can use that excitement to really push the project to a place where it's like, when the excitement fades, or it'll continue being exciting because we're like, oh, we're almost done, let's finish this up. That type of thing. Where it's like, oh, hey, like, we've got all of the features in that we want to. Now it's just about, cleaning up here and there and making it a little more professional and maybe adding some minor details here and there. And then, bam, we have a complete
lot of play testing.
Yeah, a lot of play testing. But we could also do play testing in Steam or wherever we end up releasing it too.
Yes. So did you watch any motivational videos this week? Did any of those things come into play, when we were actually doing our thing?
No. No, I didn't need it. I was excited about the project. I'm excited to continue working on it, and I've always enjoyed coding. It's to me, coding is solving a problem with a billion different solutions. I consider coding to be an art form in and of itself. But yeah, I really like coding. It's like puzzle solving, and I love me some good puzzles.
Yeah, and you mentioned while we were doing it that you're like, you thought you were better at coding. Now, like with this time that happened in between, it was like,
it's okay. It's the weirdest thing. Like, logically, it makes no sense. Like, you don't get better at something over time when you're not doing it. However, I feel like I have a better grasp of how everything works now. than I did when I used to work on stuff. I'm not sure why, but I understand it better. Maybe I think I've done some coding in between my last Unity coding and something else I must have, because everything just clicks so much easier.
Oh, it was pretty apparent, you know. It was like, oh yeah, this guy's got a solid foundation going on here. I could tell as a bystander, you know.
Yeah, I didn't have to look up nearly as much stuff as I used to.
Well, looking
even
up
did-
isn't a problem, though.
No, it's not.
You know.
It's just like, and like I understood how things work together, and I even wrote an instantiate function by myself, which I always consider that to be the okay. Well, let's look this up.
Nice. Yeah, it was a very good week.
Yes.
And unlike, I don't know if we've had a week like that, like essentially
Recently.
like that, not recently anyway. Because there's always that point where it feels like the excitement wears off and you're not going to, you know,
It becomes a slog.
and you know, from everything I've watched on video game development, there is that time period where the slog can be. But with the nature of our project, some of those things are going to be mitigated a little bit. The difficulty level is going to be different. So hopefully we'll continue, and who knows, eventually we might kickstart this thing if we have enough of content and people can see what it is. You never know how good it can be. So thoughts on the future or whatnot?
I'm excited that we're making such good progress on this. I look forward to it. So the two things I'm working on currently are I still want to get an Etsy shop going with cute animals in some sort of fashion, and I also want to spend more than a healthy amount of time on this on this game. This might be
Yes.
telling me.
Yes.
It's not that I don't love Project Pancake, because I do, but it's currently feeling like a slog, and it's so far from being finished that it's like I don't want to fight myself for the next year and a half to finish it, because it feels like that's how long it would take me.
I'm with you there. Yeah, I think you could weave in Pancake as part of your just learning to draw kind of thing, and that
Consider it
would
more
make it more
exploratory.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
and if we can continue to make some real progress on this, we don't even know what the project. We should find a code name. Well, anyway, we'll work on that. But
I'm excited. And wow. I feel a sense of relief now. And it stems from switching focus to a new project over working on Project Pancake. It's like I like Project Pancake. I think it's ultimately a wonderful project. And I think once it's finished, it will thrive. However, there's a certain level of weight it puts on my shoulders that it's hard to find time for. If I had more of my own time, I could absolutely invest more time into Pancake. But with how my life is currently set up, it's hard. I have been using the 3 hours a night a little bit more effectively, at least with James, and I've actually been doing a little bit of stuff at work too. Like a lot of these drawings have been at work, which has been nice. But it's easier to do like tiny little drawings at work than it is a whole like illustration.
Right. So like something like asset creation would be decent at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
For me, the difference is pretty clear. It's like, in order to invest the time into something, you also have to, believe that there's going to be rewards from it. You have to realize that you're only going to really work on the things, at least at first, that you feel the most comfortable in. And I think when it comes down to it, both of us, our hobbies are video games. Whether we want to admit it or not, that's
I already know.
the realm that we know and have the most experience in. So we're comfortable in it. We understand it. There's the amount of fingers that can go up about the video game industry and what we've been through and what we've observed and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much of everything that we have been that is feeding into us pivoting into this as our new Pancake,
Yeah,
that
we need a project name for it for sure, but
yeah. So what's interesting is that, like, if you'd be like, hey, how do you think you're gonna do next week? Doesn't even cross my mind that we're not gonna get something done.
mm-hmm.
Like, that would be the hard thing. It would be very difficult for me to go through this week and not work on this project, because there would be this it'd be like, why? Where like I'd be upset that we didn't work on it. Like, and that's a weird twist.
Yeah.
Where it would be harder to have no production. It would be harder to procrastinate on this project this week than it would be for us to be productive.
Yeah, it's definitely a complete shift of priorities. It's almost uncanny. Like thinking about it logically, if you're excited about something, you want to do it. But comparing it to Project Pancake, where, I mean, in the beginning we were excited about it, but because it took so long to create it, took so long to pump out production for it, like, I feel like after every page there's a level of excitement that like bumps up, but it's not as profound as this game, where like every time we're working together we make like we add two or three things to it that at least that really, really feels like meaningful progress, which boosts the excitement for it. So I don't know, it's hard.
And it's so tangible too. It's like, when you're programming something and you can see it, press that play mode and you in a 5-10 minute period, you can have a meaningful change. It's very hands-on in a virtual way anyway. It's like, dude, what we just struggled through right there to figure out is now evident in reality. It's very nice, rewarding, and keeps you pumped.
Yeah. All right, I want to end it here. Let's go work on our game.
I can agree to that. So lasting thoughts for those listening and all of that. Anything comes to mind here?
Yeah, so my thoughts are, don't stick to something out of discipline if it's taking you forever to complete it, unless of course you want to. But maybe think of something you can create in the interim that is quicker, easier, and more obtainable, that you can use as fuel to give you enough time to create the bigger projects. So for me, it's like small projects. Like we've thought this for a while. Small projects into large projects, because small projects can fund the larger projects. Because if we can, make a decent amount of money on project zombie game name to be determined, then we can actually do like bigger projects, like bigger games, and give us the time to do like Project Pancakes and that type of stuff, because we don't have to limit ourselves to one medium, which is video games.
Totally. Macro thoughts could be for people, for us, the correlation seems to be our major hobby, what we really will spend, what's easy to spend time doing, is a major parallel to what project we're doing right now that we are excited about. So maybe explore your hobbies, explore what you love to talk about with people, what really does fuel you in the in-between moments, and ask yourself, does this have anything to do with the project I'm trying to do? Because go ahead.
I was going to say, and take your idea, boil it down. Boil it down to like as simple as you can. That's still, that's still your idea. So that way you can make something quick. Get real tangible progress quickly. And to the point where it's almost finished by the time the excitement wears off. As I tell you, if we're like, if in like, a couple months we're like, ugh, the game, I'm done working on it, it's just no fun anymore, but it's like almost done, we're going to finish it. We're going to finish it and be like, okay, well, it's done. And so I think there's something to be said about really leaning on simplicity, especially as a one-person group, until like you have that like progress under your belt where it's like, okay, I have finished this. I've finished a project. It's up. People are buying it. I'm making enough money to cover my expenses. I can actually focus on something bigger.
Yeah, it's just evaluate your wheelhouse and choose something that could be the quickest thing possible, that is going to be the stepping stone you need. Obviously, if the first thing you create in whatever that is has to be like a masterpiece quality of something, well then, you know, there's a little bit of deviation from what we're saying. But if you have the option to do like a minimal viable product of whatever it is you're doing, then really hone in on that and go from there.
But yeah, my goals this week are continue practicing the cute animals and dump time into our game.
Yeah, I'm researching ideas more and just kind of making sure that my mind is honed in on game dev a lot. That's so when I'm not researching zombies, playing zombie games, I'm also looking up some kind of game dev stuff. So it's where I'm going with it. And I also am interested in looking into some music programs on the side and sound effects kind of stuff. So I'm going to be increasing my scope in that over time as well. But yeah, it's been a great week. It's definitely a turnaround for us.
Cathartic too.
Yeah, and I think that this could be the week that maybe changes a lot of things. So keep tuning in and see how this happens.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see you next week with some more updates. That'll be fun. All right. Bye.
Bye.